So I'm Nim, I work for Forth Rivers Trust as a project manager. We're here with one of my favourite landowners, which is Amy and Micah. Amy and Micah own Stone Heap Woods in Fold House Stonyburn in West Lothian. We met them through our previous project, River Life, Almond and Avon. They manage this woodland for a variety of things. So their social imperative is that they have youth groups here and volunteers, and they do traditional techniques such as coppicing, particularly kind of willow and hazel and some other species here. And they do quite a lot of training for that as well. They're great guys, and they're also medieval reenactmenters, so they are big into their history and natural use of our native tree species. Because it's a small site, it's a bit of a mixed woodland. We try and do as much as we can by hand tools or petrol hand tools as possible. Low impact way of working in a woodland, rather than kind of bringing in big skidding machines and harvesting heads and things like that and having to create large areas of rash matting for diggers and things. So this kind of small selective style of management is a much more kind of holistic way of managing these types of woodlands. While Forth Rivers Trust does many projects that focus on the social and environmental aspects of what we do to protect our rivers and manage land for the benefits of our rivers, then one of the aspects of what we do is also our commercial arm and our sister organisation, Forth Rivers Consulting. So as Forth Rivers Consulting has grown and developed, and we're getting called on for a variety of needs, and it's important that we keep developing our skills and professional services to meet those needs as we go forwards. So I guess one of the reasons that we're starting to increase the amount of forestry stuff that we do at Forth Rivers Trust is because we're doing a lot of afforestation projects, afforestation basically meaning tree planting. If you're planting trees, you obviously need to do the management and maintenance of them. There are some areas where you can do more rewilding, more passive afforestation projects, but anywhere where you've got infrastructure or people accessing, then some degree of management is going to be required. Not only are we planting trees and getting more trees in the ground, but occasionally that means taking out trees, and mainly that's to do with non-native species, such as the Sitka spruce that we've got behind us, which is really a tree of economic value and very little social or environmental. And we're doing that as training practice, but also as a favour to Amy and Mika, who are removing them for disease prevention. A lot of the products that we sell or are waste from forestry, we quite often use in some of our other projects. So we've got this great syncrasy between the environmental and social work that we do in the projects of Forth Rivers Trust and also the commercial arm of Forth Rivers Consulting. So it might seem strange that we've got Rivers staff that are specialising in tree and arboricultural work, but the reason is that we do a lot of land management, and how our land is managed is so important for the health and welfare of our rivers and what lives in those rivers. So Amy and Mika's land here is based near the Breakwater, which is a cracking little river. Here we've got non-native trees that lead to the acidification of that soil, which means that soil doesn't work as well, which means that it can't provide ecosystem services such as flood prevention or nutrient cycling or things like that. So that's why we are here today, felling some of those trees so that they can establish more native species and get the land in better working order. So healthy, well-managed land means healthy, happy rivers. They want to keep all of the broadwoods.
Yeah.
So if we fell it that way, that's an old coppice. Split level cut to get it to go the way we want.
Yeah, so if you wanted to go that way and it's moving in that direction, you want to split level it so it's all.
Yeah. So what she's doing is she's going around just clearing all the lower branches off. That means that you can get in at work at the height that you need without any restriction of distance, basically. It also, when you fell the tree, you then sned off all these branches so that you can go through firewood, or you can go through a logging machine.
First step cut, bottom, then top.
Yeah.
And then over.
And then push over. That has got a significant lean on the other way, so I would do your front cut first of all, then your back cut. So the lower cut determines where it's going, doesn't it? Basically, every time you move, you should be putting the chain in stop. And one of the most common injuries with chainsaws is because you don't do that, and then you're moving around and the chain's still slowing down. basically you take all of your sneddings, all the brash you create, and obviously we like to use this in river bank protection works, but here it makes a decent barrier for deer. I mean, they'll still hop over it, but because they're about ½ metre wide and they can't see what's on the other side, it deters them, so they use that as forest management technique here. So Forth Rivers Trust and our staff at Forth Rivers Consulting are members of the UK Forestry Industry and Safety Association. This means that we keep ahead of what's good practice and not just what's basic minimum legal requirements. And when we're doing ground-based operations and land management jobs such as this, we know exactly what's the best thing to do to keep everyone on site and ourselves safe. We create a site-specific and job specification for each and every single job that we do. And this keeps us right to what our clients want in terms of managing the timber and trees on site, but also how to manage incidents and also those accessing site on the day.